First and most visible is the Sire V3 4-string bass. These can be had brand new for $369 shipped direct from Sire. This bass features a mahogany body and a really nice burst finish. It also has a one-piece maple neck, rosewood fretboard with 20 frets at 34-inch scale. Haiku. The real stars of the show for the Sire are the preamp and the pickups. Even included on their base model bass, they have a 3-band preamp with a mid-sweep and a passive tone control as well. You're getting loads of versatility for the money here. The one downside to this is there's a load of knobs on here. 7 to be exact when you count the stacked ones. And on the fly, it can be a little overwhelming to stare down and see 7 knobs and have to remember what they do on the fly. That being said, I definitely appreciate the versatility at this price point. This is the Sire V3. This is the cheapest instrument you can buy direct from Sire. These have an MSRP of $369 direct from Sire, as well as most online retailers. These instruments have been causing a lot of waves in the bass community due to their low price and relatively high quality. It's not unheard of to find an active bass around that price range. However, having a bass with this level of tonal flexibility at this price point is unheard of. From what I understand, Sire makes everything in-house and doesn't outsource production of any of the components for this bass. So I guess by ultimately producing a lot of volume, and by selling direct, they're able to keep the cost down. I like how the pull pieces on the pickups are engraved a little bit and aren't just a flat metallic magnetic surface. Now let's talk about this preamp. Here's what you got to work with. Your master volume, your blend, your tone control, passive tone. You got your bass control, you have your mid control, you have your mid frequency control, and your treble control. You also have an active passive switch. You have all that in a bass that's $369.99, and that's pretty crazy. Let's check out these pickups and this preamp in a bit more detail. Let's check out this bass in passive mode. Not bad. Now let's check out these pickups individually and see what they sound like. Let's start with the neck pickup first. Not bad. Off the bat, I am noticing some single coil hum, and that's to be expected with a single coil pickup. It's not the worst hum I've ever heard, and these pickups sound pretty decent. Now let's check out the bridge pickup. Oh, not bad either. I think the bridge pickup is in the 60s position, as opposed to the more desired 70s position that gives it that more honky tone. Now, let's check out this preamp. Here's the bass with everything flat. Now let's turn up the bass to 50%. And here's the bass at 100%. That's a lot of bass. Okay, I'm gonna leave that at 50%. Next, let's sprinkle in a little bit of that treble control. And let's bring that treble up to 100% and see what it's like. And I'll bring that down to 50% again. And finally, let's check out this mid control, because this is really interesting. Here's the mid at 50%. And here's the mid at 100%. That's a bit overwhelming as well, so let's keep that at 50%. This preamp has an interesting trick up its sleeve with the mid-frequency control. That's something very uncommon at this price range. And it actually works. Check it out. It definitely gives you a lot of tonal flexibility, especially for a jazz bass at this price range. Now, everything isn't all sunshine and rainbows in the land of Sire. The one category where they've notoriously had issues is hardware, specifically the bridge and tuners. With the tuners, these are generally not that great in terms of quality. I actually had a really hard time getting this tuned up precisely. It was hard to dial in my tuning with precision, as the tuners would either jump way too high or way too low with a turn. The bridge is also a bit of a bummer. Though you do have a string-through option here, the bridge itself is proprietary, using a 4-screw design, with 1 screw at each corner. That means you can't just install an aftermarket hip shop bridge or something else without getting this re-drilled. And that involves drilling it yourself or taking it to your local guitar tech or luthier. That's one thing I really have to knock this for, considering the other two contenders here are using the standard Fender 5-screw design that has a lot of aftermarket options. Now, before I move on to the next bass, this does say Marcus Miller on the headstock, so does it slap? Oh yeah. This thing has some really good slap tone. Though if you're expecting to get the real Marcus Miller tone like from his Fender signature jazz bass, you're really not going to get it. This thing comes close and is definitely better than your standard Squire out-of-the-box jazz bass. However, you're not going to become Marcus Miller just by having this bass. You really got to work out your thumb. The Sire V3. I'm gonna rate this 4 claws out of 5. Even though its glaring weak point is the hardware, I feel like this awesome preamp and really solid pickups make this an extremely great value for $369 shipped. Compared to our $400 Mexican P bass, we're getting a lot more bang for our buck here. Well, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, everyone. Be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below and let me know what you think about these 3 basses. And as always, until we groove again.